Right, okay, so obviously I'm the head of ARK Putney Academy and I was appointed about 16 months ago. And what drew me to the school was the history of the school, because being local to the area, being brought up in Wandsworth, I can remember the old Elliott School. So I knew that it had a long and illustrious history, and obviously I did a little bit more research and I knew that it went back much further than I even imagined. So on my appointment, because I am a historian and I'm very interested in social history, especially in the post-war period, I felt that it was very important to make that connection between the old Elliott School and the new ARK Putney School. And I know that for various reasons that has sometimes got lost in the transition to when it became an academy. Obviously, as you're aware, I've obviously been looking through the archives that are available and looking at pictures. And for me, images like this are quite fascinating, really, looking back on other students' experiences of their school life. And it gives you such a picture of what was going on during the 50s and 60s, which I think is a particular area of interest to me. I'm very interested in the music of that time, in the architecture, the development of fashion, the London kind of buzz of the London scene in the 1960s. And I think that the school plays a part in remembering that. So for me it held a personal kind of interest. But obviously over the last decade and a half, I'm sure you're aware that the school fell into disrepair, and it's taken a great deal of effort on various parties' sides to pull that together and to pull together the building programme that is going on behind us. And it's been very controversial on so many levels. However, what we are getting now is going to be a brand new school. And I'm in a very fortunate position of presiding over that building programme at the moment. I didn't initiate it, I obviously inherited it, but it's going to be a fantastic resource, not only for the students at the school, but also for the local community. So if you came into the car park today or came through the front, you might have seen the work that is going on the outside of the building. The outside of the building has been completely stripped down, and all that really remained was the pillars that held up the building and the concrete floors. And this has now been replaced. A new facade completely covers the building, which, if you talk to staff and students who were in the old building, they complained constantly about the cold, that it leaked, that it was too hot, in the summer, all of those things. And this now we have this replicated facade, which looks very similar to what was here before, but in fact is actually probably a little bit cooler, a little bit more funky, but really kind of captures the spirit of the original building. And this has been gradually unveiled over the last few weeks, and if you have a moment, you can go down the side and have a look, and you can actually see how stunning the building is going to look when it is completed. Now, in addition to this, we've got our new sports hall. This is it about 6 weeks ago. Since that point, it's actually now got all the cladding on and the roof on, and it's going to be basically, we're going to be in a position where we're going to be able to use it in about 4 months' time, which is a fantastic resource for the students. Now, the actual building was rebuilt on the site of the old sports hall, and if you can see running down the left-hand side, that is the old DT rooms. So anybody who used those DT rooms will remember them, yes. And the link corridor has been taken away where the changing rooms were. Now the old DT rooms will now become the shower rooms and the changing rooms. And alongside the building, which the sports hall, which is a Sports England specification sports hall, it's going to give the students an amazing resource. And obviously that link building and the old DT rooms are actually listed, and you can't see out of shot, but that there is still the old boiler house. So it was all of these are sort of a key kind of ways in which the new building is being meshed with the old building to produce a state-of-the-art facilities for the students. And you can see that in this image here, which shows the back view of the school running around the back of the DT, and you can see that the chimney is very much in view, and you can see the glass reflection of the building, which of course you can see from miles around. And also being preserved is the old amphitheatre at the back of the school as well. Round to the front then, obviously the building is being, or the grounds are being re-landscaped. This building itself is remaining exactly how it is. It's going to have a light touch renovation, so it is being painted and redecorated both inside and out, but it will remain a key feature of the school, and as you can see, it's still going to be connected by that corridor to the main building, and that will remain the library as it has been for many years. And in fact, what we are going to do is reinstate the outdoor area for staff on top of the library, which I believe was a key kind of social area for the staff, sometimes beyond lunchtime, so I believe. But this is sort of the overall picture of the site. You can see that where we're standing now, that is where the AstroTurf is going to be, at the bottom end of the site. So whilst we did lose our playing fields, we have managed to make good use of the site itself and install 3 courts in that area. You can see beyond the hall building that the areas are going to be landscaped. In the top corner, we're going to try and have a small kind of garden farm area for the students to use. And you can see one of the basketball pitches, and there is actually one on the other side of the main building as well. Also obviously contained in the building is the drama studio. All of the classrooms have been reconfigured, so anybody who was here in the 60s, 70s or 80s, they've taken all of the walls down and they've rebuilt the internal walls, and that's because they needed to be a little bit bigger, because as human beings we've got a little bit bigger in the last 50 years, so we've had to accommodate that as well. You can also see running around the outside of the building is a running track as well, which is again an example of how the architects have made really good use of the space. And as I said before, you've got the amphitheatre at the back. So it's a very exciting time for us, and we're obviously looking forward to going back into the building. The main building is completed in June/July of this year, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a big opening service probably around about February of 2016, which we will be encouraging all ex-students, both ARK Putney and Elliott School students, to attend. Okay, thank you.